All right. Uh we good? We good? All right, there we go. There we go. We got some audio. Oh my gosh. I gotta find out what's going on with this. This is too much. It's too much. You know me. I start thinking sabotage. This is the first day since last Tuesday that I've been able to play drums, and I'm not even sure. You know, my back been messed up, y'all. It's been messed up. I've been in bad shape, bad physical health, and I'm definitely not all the way back. But listen, I'm a yeah. 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 What? Yeah. Yeah. Hit that like button, y'all. Please. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. With this your daily. It's the Daily Go Get Up show. No, it's not. See? I can't move like that. Urban Therapy with Sun 752. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Saturday from 1:30 p.m. till around 3:30-ish. And the reason that we say 3:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Saturday. And it is Saturday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I am your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. I'm feeling like a real man should. And I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should as well. Today we're talking about when you can no longer do for yourself. When you can no longer do for yourself. Listen, I got to get the drums out of the way. Ah, shit. Yeah. See, I had a little back injury. I don't know where it came from. It came all out of the blue. But it sidelined the God on Thursday. Well, it started Wednesday. And, you know what I mean? It was very, very painful. Had me in the crib all day. Thursday, yesterday. And I ain't really planning to do nothing today either. Shit is crazy. But it got me to thinking. You know, I don't know about y'all. But whenever I have an injury, it's like an epiphany. I'm like, yo, what if I don't never get better? What if shit is, maybe, what if this is symbolic of the end? Is this the end? No health, my friend. Boo. But not to get all down on myself. And I don't want y'all to get there either. But there's some things that you got to think about when you turn 55 years old, like me, you know, and being a senior citizen or an elderly person is right around the corner. You start thinking about, well, what happens? What happens when an injury happens and it doesn't heal fast or at all? What happens if, you know, you get to be really old and the muscle mass goes away and you ain't that big strapping young man that used to step to the camera like, what happens? And the thing about it is, when we start talking about not being able to do for yourself, we also have to start talking about the social circle, the familial circle that you have built for yourself. The way that you have treated people in the past and whether they will return the favor and treat you well in the years when you're unable to do for yourself. And this can happen at any age. You can be in a bad car accident or a sports related physical accident or whatever that can leave you powerless, defenseless, and unable to do certain things for yourself that not only add to your quality of life, but are just familiar as the things that anybody would or should be able to do in life. And from the people that I know that have left this world, my ancestors that have left this world, and from my teachings, an ancestor is anyone who dies before you, because they get their wings and they can still guide you. So even if your child precedes you in death, they can become your angel and your ancestor. They reached the end before you did. And you're still left here in this world, in this dimension, to fend for yourself and get it popping. So with all of that being said, when we talk about not being able to do for yourself, for a lot of people, especially unfortunately, the men in my life, like my dad, my stepdad, my cousin, who was more like an uncle. He was older. He was like around my dad's age. Significant males in my life, when they got to the point where they couldn't do for themselves anymore, they didn't want to live anymore. And they expressed that. Now, for the people who want you to live on, the people who want to help you out, the people who want to be there for you, that's a hard thing. It's a hard reality for people to accept. Like, how can you just want to end your life? But when you think about it, and your time comes when you're not able to do all of the things that you used to be able to do, the things that made you feel vital, the things that made you feel strong, the things that made you feel relevant, the things that made you feel important, the things that made you feel needed and necessary and essential. When you're no longer able to do those things, it can change your life to the point where maybe you don't want to. Psychologically, it can take a toll on you to the point where you might not want to live that way. And that's not something that people who love you and care about you will easily accept. But it is a decision that we have to take into consideration, because we may all get there one day. You know what I mean? From my experience, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up and down. From my experience, once a man can't go to the bathroom by himself, the men in my life have been like, because they were strong and proud men who took care of their families, went to work every day, put the food on the table, kept the roof over the head, kept the clothes on the back, kept the shoes on the feet, kept the money for the mall and the arcades and the vacations and all of that. So they didn't want to be to the point where they returned to an infant-like state where a woman. And that's another thing. I don't care where you are in your life as a man. When and if you get to that point where you can't change yourself, or you have to be changed, you can't go to the bathroom, now your trust factor starts to focus all on one person, because you're not ready. You're probably not going to be willing to spread the ball around. Like, everybody ain't going to be seeing me in this state. So I understand that my sons love me, my daughters love me, my nieces, nephews, grandchildren, all that, but they not going to be changing granddad. They not going to be seeing granddad not being able to go to the bathroom or having to go to the bathroom on himself. It's not going to happen. So there's a certain amount of humility that takes precedence in this situation. It's tough. So when we start talking about not being able to do for yourself, we talk about some real shit. Now, I've stood up for about as long. I could stand up a little bit longer. I'm in much better shape than I was yesterday and the day before. But I was down bad, son. I was down bad. And, to be honest with you, I might still have to take that trip to the ER. You know what I'm saying? We got to get some things intact. You know what I'm saying? It hurts back here on the right side. But it's not a pain that you can, if I do this, it's not hurting my back. I can punch myself in the back. It don't hurt. I mean, it hurt because I'm strong. But it's not a pain that I can feel. Now, you can take that however you want to take it. But I'm going to go get my chair. If y'all excuse me for a second, I'm going to go get the chair. Here I am, getting the chair. Getting the chair. This is the chair. I'm sitting in the chair. All right. There we go. Ooh. All right. Woo! What up, my peoples? What up? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? T Carey, right? Morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples going directly into your site. And Stacey White, what's good? How you feeling, ma? And also CC, aka Grown Woman Don't Try Me. Stace, you're a little too early in the game. You're a little too early in the game, but you just hold on for a second. You too early. I understand you want to you solidified your spot. You've come to the right place. Just give me a minute though. Terry Joe, what up? What up? Market with a T. Market with a T. I know what that means. Do you know what it means? I don't know. Glad to see you though. Glad to see you without a doubt. CC says, I wouldn't want to live like that. I don't want to be dependent on anyone. Yeah, we're going to have to talk about that. We're going to have to talk about it. We're going to have to talk about it because we all have the potential to get there. You don't know what today is going to bring. Forget about what tomorrow is going to bring. Any one of us could go outside and, you know, tragedy could strike us and the rest of our tomorrows could be nothing like today was. And that's when it's time that you have to make, you have to really make hard decisions about what's important to you and what isn't. Listen, man, there's some things I would easily speak on when I was younger. And now I kind of keep my mouth shut about it because I'm like, I don't know. But I respect you for saying that without a doubt. It's not like it's like it's something that I haven't heard before. Carla, what's good? She says, good afternoon, son. Nice hoodies as usual. I think I'm coming to get it. I'm gonna leave the door unlocked. You know what I mean? You do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? I see you. I know it's gonna be a long drive or extremely long walk, but just know, everything good. All right. Stacey White says, everything is gonna be all right. Well, I like that. Where have I heard that before? Me, Brown Eyes, what's good? What up, Brown Eyes? How you feeling? And Carrie says, my dad never wavered. I was surprised. Never wavered. In what way? In what way do you mean that? Let me see. All right. CC said, I'm getting old. I warned y'all. Terry Joe says, what happened to your back? Nothing. And I mean, when I say nothing, I mean nothing. Wednesday, I did my regular thing. I slept good the night before. I woke up, did my exercises. I did some push-ups. I did some shoulder shrugs with the 50-pound weights in both hands. You know what I mean? You gotta make sure the shoulder's bulky. You know what I mean? I gotta be a bulky lover out here. I can't have y'all, I can't have y'all throwing elbows or shoulders at me and being defenseless. Yeah, I did them. I ran in place for a half an hour like I do every weekday. And I was good. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Not only was I feeling good, I looked in the mirror. I was like, yo, you dropped a couple of pounds. Look at you, nigga. All right. That was around 3-4 o'clock. 6 o'clock, I was at work. I got up to do my rounds. I got up like, oh, what the fuck happened? I don't know what happened. There's no explanation. But every time, this is a recurring thing. Like I've been having experience like this back pain thing on and off since about 2000. I want to say like about 2019, some shit like that. There is never any physical explanation for it. Or you know how you sleep wrong and, you might have twisted something, pulled something. It's never that. It's like, yo, I feel like hurting today. What's up with you? I'm like, nah, I don't want to hurt. Yeah, we're going to hurt today. And we're going to be hurting for a couple of weeks. So what you're going to do is you're going to stretch me out. Like you're going to touch your toes every day. multiple times a day to stretch that out. And then later on, you're going to learn how to do these back stretches where you lay on your stomach and push yourself up so you can, arch your back that way. And they do work. But it was hurting so bad on Wednesday that I could barely do it. So nothing happened to my back, but my back was like, yo, what's up? Pat Steiner says, AK. Oh, I don't know what AK. Man, that's a good word. Well, thanks for coming through, Pat Steiner. I appreciate you, my dude. What's up? Says, how you doing today, man? I'm feeling like a real man should. I hope you feel like a real man should as well. We doing this today. Today. Brown Eye says, time is the currency. You can't check the balance on. Use it wisely, people. Word. Dimples D's, what's good? And Nicole Ellis, what up, Nikki? What up? How you feeling, Mike? What up? And Carrie says, you were talking about giving up once you can't do for yourself. He accepted the help if it meant that he could extend his time with us. He was always in high spirits. That's what's up. Because I have to say, I didn't see it that way. Once my peoples got they didn't bitch when they got sick. They rolled that out. But once the doctors pretty much said, well, there really isn't that much we can do for you. Then they was like, all right, I'm going home, hospice. I ain't dying in the hospital. I'm going home. I'm going to die around my people in my crib. And we was like, hospice? First of all, you ain't dying. They was like, all right, say what y'all want. I don't know if any of y'all have ever taken a death tour with somebody. But yeah, I have. Somebody come back. Now, I know people come to me with stories all the time. Like, yeah, my uncle, my friend, my father, my whoever came home on hospice, and they said that he or she wouldn't last 2 weeks, and she wound up living for the next 5 years. That ain't my experience. Everybody I know who came home on hospice, 2 weeks, they dead. I hate to say it. 2 weeks, max. You don't like it, you ain't got to. 2 weeks. So it is what it is. And you enjoy your day too, Nicole. That's what's up. Thank you. All right. Carla said, that's a blessing, Carrie. It's a lot to me. Yeah, for a man who's vital, who's used to, getting it, listen, man. Now, I'm always one to say that I would do whatever is necessary to preserve my life. Now I'm like, well, I would. But if I felt like I was just going to be really, really in pain and sick for the rest of my life, I'm not so sure. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not there now, but you never know. We all have the potential to get there. What up, Zach? What's good? All right. We have a caller on the line. Caller, thank you for holding on. I appreciate you calling in. What's on your mind this afternoon? What's good?
Happy weekend.
Happy weekend to you.
You're gonna be all right. I think men and women pain are different. They say that I've heard that men can't take pain like women. So when I speak about pain, I know I'm very inspiring or whatnot, but when I speak about pain, I'm speaking coming from a woman. I don't know. I have experienced men. Some men don't even like taking pain pills. So, um, if I couldn't do nothing, that would break me down. I mean, that would really break me down. It's people that's been trying to come in my life, trying to use me, like get a check from me. I want to be your caregiver and stuff. I don't need no caregiver. I can wash my clothes. I could cook. I could do all that stuff. So, but if I couldn't do none of that stuff, that's just the enemy.
Yeah.
That's the
Well,
enemy.
so all right. When you say that that's the end of you, do you mean that you wouldn't wanna give it you wouldn't fight any harder or what
I
like
wouldn't fight. I would be mean as hell. I wouldn't want to be here if I couldn't do what I normally. That's my passion. I love cooking. I love doing my housework. I love cleaning. I love washing my clothes. I just love doing for people, and I do have to deal with my health issues. I do. It don't even look like I have health issues, but I do. And I said I would give my issues to glory to the Lord. I would live for the Lord. And when I say really live for Him, that's what I'm really doing. That's what keeping my strength. Um, my strength is overriding my flesh. If you can understand what that means, because RA is not no joke, and I had it ever since I was born with it, and I didn't find out I had it until I was 12, and it wasn't called RA then. It was called something with an O. I don't like letting people in my life because we have trolls, and sometimes people want to use stuff against you. But if it's going to help somebody, I don't mind. I don't live like I'm normal. You know, I have had friends that's sickly just like me, knowing they not normal, and then they got worse. It got
mm,
worse, and they can't do for themselves.
okay.
They can't do for themselves. They got babies. One got a daughter and one got a son, and they can't do for themselves. I don't know what I would do if I can't do for myself.
So what if it was a temporary condition like let's say you've had accidents before, right? So what if it was
Yeah.
what if it was like a temporary position where you got really hurt but it immobilized you for a while. So maybe for a few months, maybe half a year, 6 months, you had to go through extensive rehab and everything to get yourself back. Would you ride that out, or would you say, I don't think I'm gonna make it 6 months?
I've been through so much that I cry myself sick. But, I don't even know if I will believe in God, but I wouldn't be me. I'll be gone. It wouldn't be me. You wouldn't see. Especially that now. I don't. They know my name, but the girl that you talk to all the time and see, I wouldn't be the same person, and that wouldn't be good.
Okay, I understand, but do you understand what I'm asking you?
I'm understanding what you asked me. I got to be.
Now I
I got to
understand.
be able to
I
do.
mean, you would have every right to have a bad attitude, be a little ornery, a little irritable. You know what I'm saying? Not be the nicest person, but would you still hang in there? Would you still? Do you think that you would have the ability to believe in yourself? If people had to,
No,
okay,
no,
okay,
because I don't. With every day, that's why I cover. I remember one time you asked me, why do I protect myself like I do? I just because I don't let everybody in on what's going on with me and how I look or my sickness. You can't tell everybody your business. They use that against you. You ain't as strong when everybody knows your business. You know what I'm saying? So if only family and friends know what's going on personally, what's going on with me. And if I'm getting this persecution at this point now, imagine if they knew everything about me.
yeah, I understand,
Imagine
but
they knew, what I'm saying? Imagine they knew everything. Oh my, I could cook. I could clean. Um, I clean my clothes. I can cook. I mean, it's been people that's been trying to get in my life to use me as a come up where they want to check from me. I'm like, no, because that's not my call. I know my calling. I am a wife. I am a housewife. I am God's servant. So I already know what my calling is. And I'm not going to sit up there and then they come in here. Only person who took care of me was my mom. And I'm not going to let nobody else take that place but my mate. And they come and, I feel like I'd be nothing if they come in here and washing my clothes and I'm just, I won't be nothing. I don't want that.
I mean, I understand not wanting it, but, sometimes we have to accept things that we don't want, like even if we just have to wait for something that we have the money for or that we're ready to have, sometimes we have to wait. You know what I mean? So do you think?
I've been going through all my life. I'm 54 years old. If God's going to heal me, he's going to heal me. I have not doubted him. I have not.
Wait. You said you 54 years old?
Yes, I'm 54.
How do you know that?
Because I'm the same age as you almost. That's how I can
But how do you know? How do you know? Were you there when you were born?
I was there when I was born. I'm 54. I ain't 30 years old. I'm 54 years old.
But how do you know? Because you don't know. I mean, you was there, but were you cognitively there? You don't know. I mean, you going by birth certificates and hearsay. Maybe you're 52.
Years old. I'm 54 years old, and I'm glad to be 54 years old. I don't look like what I've been through because we're not supposed to. What I do is I have my faith in God. I keep praying. And I always pray that I don't take too many painkillers. I hear people get addicted to that and they end up, and I don't want to do that. I slow down on my little drinking because of, my painkillers, whatnot. But I live my life as closely to normal as I possibly can. But I do have health issues, but you can't tell it. Unless you're really looking, unless you're a man and really looking, they probably just point it out.
The men can see your condition.
Yeah, they can see it, but not as quickly. But they can see it not as quickly.
So hold on. So men can see. So you gotta be naked for men to be able to see your condition?
No, it's not that. It's just the way I carry myself. And like I said, I have friends, they act like wasn't nothing wrong with them. They live in the world dressing any kind of way. I'm like, they know they sickly and they ain't got no business doing certain things. And when they had their children, their body got worse.
Okay. All right. On a serious note, though. So if your condition really worsened and it was really hard, for you to move, then other people, you would have to have a caretaker, right?
I probably would, but I wouldn't want it. If that's the case, I would be over my family house. I wouldn't want that.
I understand,
I love it.
But you might be in a situation where you're not sick enough to die. So what happens then?
I don't know. I ain't even thought about it. All I know is I try to get up and pray and do the best I can. I keep a smile on my mama's face and keep a smile on my cousin if they happy about, how I am. And these jealous, hating women, weirdos, they jealous of that because they don't know what's going on with me, but they know something. And I just live my life and I'm happy. I'm happy in the Lord. And if he brought me out of a certain situation, imagine, like I said, I just had a terrible accident on top of me being sick. And I got over that. The woman came here and looked at the chart and she looked at me. She was like, you don't even look like the same person they describing on this chart.
Did they draw you on the chart?
No, everything was worse. I had I fractured both of my arms. I broke both of my arms when I fell.
Bless y'all too. All right. So, but like I said, you might not be, if you're not sick enough to die, then that means you're well enough to live. And if you need care, won't you have to accept the care?
I don't want to accept the care. I do it myself. I do everything myself.
But the example that I'm asking you about is what if you can't do it for yourself? What if you can't do it? Like you can't physically, you just.
If I can't do it myself, I told you that's the end of me.
How? You're not sick enough to die. Your vitals are good.
I don't nobody helping me. I want to live my own stuff. I like living in my apartment. I want to live my own stuff, live my own life, cook my own meals, and go as I please. Come go as I please.
All right. Hold on. Just calm down. What did you eat today?
What I eat today?
Mm-hmm.
What did I eat today? I had some sugary cereal.
Some what? Sugary cereal?
Sugary cereal. What's that?
You have a call from.
With all that sugar in it. I had that.
Wait. What's the name of the cereal?
That toast is started with a C.
Oh, Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Yeah, I had that. I got all the cereal that my mama wouldn't buy me when I was younger.
All right, cool. What else? Is that all you had for to eat today?
And I'm gonna make me a good cozy meal chili for later.
Okay.
I'll be cooking for a couple days.
So what if you were so hurt or so stiff or so immobilized that you couldn't even make it to the refrigerator? And
I had support. My cousin, you should have seen how it was with my arms. Well, my cousin helped me out with that. To me, he's my hero. I call him 5-0. He don't like being called that. He used to be a cop. He don't like, being like, I ain't no cop no more.
Okay.
Because he's retired. But he helped me with all that. I was in bad shape when I had that accident. His wife and him had to help me through all that.
Okay, but so he did help you, right?
Yeah, he did help me.
And you accepted his help, right?
I accepted his help. I didn't want nobody to know what I was going through. And he was like, Stacey, we got to get through this.
So if you allowed your cousin to help you, that means that you trusted somebody and you confided in somebody and you allowed somebody to handle you in whatever way you needed to, right?
Yeah, and they worked me to death too.
So how can you say that you wouldn't do that again? Like if something
I'm going through trials and adversity now, and it comes to a point where you just get tired. You know what I'm saying? You get tired of the persecution and still trying to do right, because you can be sick and do wrong too. You know that, right? And be just as evil monster, and that's not me. So it's like doing right and still trying to keep believing in yourself and still trying to keep your spirits up, without doing the wrong thing and still trying to live life and navigate life. I want to live a long journey, and that's why I'm trying to stay straight, and I'm trying not to get in no more situations.
All right, listen. All right. So if you're gearing up for a long journey, don't you have to take into consideration that along that long journey, then your muscles are going to start to deteriorate? It's going to be harder for you.
Yes, I exercise and I eat.
Wait, did you just cut me off? I know you ain't just cut me off, did you? You ain't just do that. I just know you ain't just do that. I know you ain't just cut me off. I didn't cut you off. Oh, okay. All right. Because I know I must have been tripping. That's my old age kicking in. But we as you get older, you have to expect that it's going to take longer for you to do some things. It's going to be harder for you to do some things, and some things that you used to be able to do, you're just going to have to cut them out. Well, I'm sorry. You hit me with the high voice. What did you say?
I just want to go old gracefully. That's all. I see a lot of old women around here, and they doing their thing. I said, "Oh, I want to be like that."
All right, yeah, and it's cool. It's cool to want to be like that, but do you have any control over it?
Yes, with me and the way I live, and I try not to do nobody wrong, because that's also a thing too. God, people believe in God, but they don't believe in Jesus, and God don't play about His people. You get sickness on you when you start doing wrong and being in people's business and doing them wrong. Sometimes people cause that stuff on themselves. I done seen my friend had MS, some dirt she was doing, she ain't had no business doing, and she worse than worse. and take them first up.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to give you a little homework. I need you to go. After this call, I need you to first of all, let me give you some vocabulary words. You ready?
Yes.
Okay. The first vocabulary word is humility. Humility. Humility.
Why you feel I need to do that?
I'm not done. I'm not done. The second vocabulary word that I want you to write down is acceptance. 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 Acceptance.
Okay.
Okay, the third vocabulary word is possibility. POSSIBILI. I mean POSSILITY. Possibility.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. The fourth.
I'm doing that, but okay.
Mm-hmm. And the fourth.
Being like I am, I have.
Stop interrupting. That's rude. The fourth vocabulary word is probability. PROBAB.
How many words you want to give me?
5. PROBABILITY. Probability.
Mm-hmm.
PROBALITY. Yeah. Okay. No, I think I fucked that up. Anyway, and the fifth and final vocabulary word is health.
Mm-hmm.
HEALTH. Health.
Okay.
All right. Now I want you to study these words because as we get older, we start to age, we have to take these words into consideration because we may all get to the point where we have to look at the possibility of things, of getting older and the probability of us not being able to do the things that we need to do, the humility to allow ourselves to accept, like, remember acceptance, to accept that we can't do what we used to do and to accept the help that others may grant us. And all of this fits into health because our overall health will start to take on a different form. I don't want to say deteriorate, but it will take on a different form. It will morph into a different way than you are used to. So
yes, I understand, but I also understand men and women take things in different. Men don't like pain and men don't like going through what they go through. And you have to still have God and still study to be able to handle whatever you want to go through because he makes it all possible. If I didn't have God, I wouldn't be able to deal with this stuff I'm dealing with.
That's humility. And I want to touch on a little bit of what you said about, men not being able to take pain. There are a lot of men who pretend that they can't take pain. But one thing I know about pain is that you can't feel anybody else's pain except for your own. I know women have babies and y'all like to compare that the pain that comes with childbearing and childbirth to everything else to disqualify men being able to take pain. But I know for a fact that I have a high threshold for pain. It's been proven. I've been beaten the head, had a broken jaw before, I've broken bones, and things like that. And I've never cried because of that kind of thing. So I know that I can take a lot of pain. Do I like pain? No. Who likes pain? Nobody wants to deal with pain. But whether you like pain or not, or whether you think you can deal with pain or not, pain will befall you. It will come to visit you and it will hang out for a while.
But Omar, that's pain, but I'm talking about a certain kind of pain. Like you see how built you are, you see how muscular you are, you see how you keep yourself together. What if you have a pain that's we're not even talking about what you just described? What about arthritis in the knee? What about
look? I'm dealing with a back with back issues right now. Yesterday and the day before, I was fucked up. I was fucked up bad. I was damn near running around here crawling, but it hurt too much to crawl. It hurt too much to lay down, stand up, laugh, cry, breathe, blink. You know what I'm saying? I was, the shit hurt, but it is what it is. And I'll tell you this. I've known a lot of men who died of cancer, and I've never seen one of them cry over it. I seen women get cancer, they cried though.
Mm-hmm.
Their cancer made them cry. I thought they was tough.
Oh, it's hard. It's just and I'm just trying my best to stay in my faith. And the other day, I used to love being a Christian, but the other day I was like, I don't think I like being a Christian no more. the stuff I've been going through, I know I've got a good life. Everything is good. I know God is on my side and He's fighting my battle. But damn,
yeah. All right.
It's harder when your parent not here, you know.
Yeah, I do. I understand. But hold on for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Rita on the other line. What's going on? How you feeling today? Thank you for calling in, and thanks for being patient. What's on your mind this afternoon?
No problem. I was kind of frustrated because I actually understand what she's trying to say about what she feels her mindset would be if you were immobilized. It's bigger than pain. It's about how your mind responds to you no longer being able to do for yourself. And this is something that I experienced. We've talked about it when I called in before. I literally, I couldn't walk for 9 months, almost 10. And as somebody who's very independent, like I felt what she was saying. I understood what she was saying. I could no longer just get up and go. I had to, like you said, humility is definitely something that you learn or don't, in that situation. So I definitely had to humble myself and allow my son to help. They literally carried me.
Okay.
They literally carried me, so it was definitely a shock to my system as a whole, not just my body, but to my mind too. And I don't think that, people take that into account when they're talking about these situations. We talk about the emotions of it, but there's levels to it. It's how it affects you physically. It's how it affects you mentally and emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what she's saying. She doesn't want for herself.
No, I understood perfectly what she meant. What I'm not sure if she understood is that, like I was saying, she's not. If you're not sick enough to die, you gotta live.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have to live, but it doesn't mean you have to like it.
Oh yeah, well,
there has to be a switch that happens.
You took algebra, right?
I'm sorry?
You took algebra, right?
Oh boy. There has to be a switch that has to
Wait a minute. You can't just gloss over. You can't just bypass what I asked you. I asked you if you took algebra. Can I at least get an answer?
Yes.
Did you like it?
So,
wait. No. I'm not giving no homework. But did you like algebra when you took it?
I did, actually.
Okay, but did you understand the significance of it?
Actually, yes.
Did you watch other people in your class struggle with it and cut class and flunk it?
Yes.
You know why? Because they didn't want to take it. But they had to take it because you wasn't going to graduate without it. Wasn't going to graduate. You know what I mean? Imagine something that you flunked in 9th grade was going to keep you from not only gracing that stage with your hat and your tassel, but it was going to ruin your life for all eternity. Anyway, go ahead. Hello?
Yeah, it's about mindset, plain and simple. It's about how you have to learn how to recover from a situation like that. And for some people, it's going to be harder than others.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not laughing about it because I've been in a situation. So normally I think your jokes are funny, but I'm just saying if I sound a little bit more serious than normal, it's because I literally saw my life was almost taken from me, and I had to fight.
Yeah, mine too.
And I had to please let me finish. And I having to the realization that I couldn't walk, it fucked me up. And then I had to make a decision. Like you said, you're not dead. You have to choose to live.
Mm-hmm.
I started off, I used to work out with my arms so that my upper body would be strong enough to pull myself up because I knew I didn't want my sons carrying me around, and doing everything for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I spent almost a year fighting to be able to walk and talk and do everything that I'm doing now. So I take it very serious, but it definitely, I was down on myself,
right?
Because I could not do what I could normally do, but I had to make a choice. Am I going to sit here and I'm not going to walk like the fuck they said? Bullshit.
Okay, so wait. What
within that year?
Wait,
they were talking about 2 years.
What were your options in the immediate sense?
What do you mean options?
Okay, so you weren't sick enough to die, right? So that wasn't an option. It wasn't just a,
Nope.
pull the plug thing, right? Okay,
right.
And you lost your mobility to the point where you had to have assistance, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so how hard was it for you to make the decision to accept the assistance?
Okay, it was very hard, but it didn't take me long.
Okay.
If that makes any sense to you at all.
It does.
So because you have to accept the fact that you are in that current state. So you have to get over the fact that that you're in that current state. You have to accept it, and then you have to ask yourself, all right, what's next? They're saying this, this is your situation, and I'm somebody who asks a lot of questions. Even sometimes when I call in, I ask a lot of questions. But I ask the doctors a lot of questions. Timeline, what would I have to do to get back to normal or close to normal?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I let them talk,
mm-hmm.
and I let them say whatever they were going to say, and then so it was very hard. Like I had to accept it because I'm a very independent person. I had to accept that you are going to need help as you go through this. If you want to get back to normal, you're going to have to accept help. You're going to have to accept help.
Mm-hmm. So you accepted the help, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So with you accepting the help, were you comfortable, or how long did it take for you to get comfortable with the timeline that you may have been looking at as far as when you would recover? Mm-hmm.
I wasn't comfortable with the time. The timeline was bullshit, as far as I was concerned, because I was very determined. What I was not comfortable with at first, because I have boys and girls. my daughter, she wasn't the one helping me to the bathroom. I couldn't go to the bathroom by myself ever. Not for 2 months.
Okay.
So my son would help me to the bathroom each and every time. And I was not comfortable with that. Let me just tell you. However, they set it up so that I could make myself comfortable as far as, bracing myself with my arms. They created like they had like bars on the sides of the toilet, things like that. But they would get me to and from each time. But I had to really, it's an adjustment. I had to really, I had to get over that because I didn't have a choice.
Okay. Oh shit. The app crashed. That ain't good. Sorry about that, y'all. I had nothing to do with this. I swear. I had nothing to do with this. So, just in case y'all think that I just didn't like what was being said, you're wrong. Dead wrong. All right, let me see if I can get them back.
Well, I was just talking.
Sorry, the app crashed and,
It's okay. I was just talking and stuff.
That's okay.
I thought you were being attentive.
It's an internet phone app, so it don't even make no noise when it go off. Like, you know what I mean? We can't even get the remember back in the day you would get the click. We don't get that. Mm-hmm. And even on the cell phones, you get the boop. On this, you get nothing. Like silence. That's what you talking. That's who you're talking to. Silence. So sorry about that.
No, it's okay. What was the last thing you heard?
Okay, so you were we were talking about how you weren't comfortable with the timeline that it was going to take in order for you to get back. So you were speaking along those lines.
Okay.
Like the things that you were doing in order to push the time up.
Yeah, I said I was more uncomfortable with the fact that my sons had to help me, clean me, help take me back and forth to the bathroom, things like that, than I was with the doctor's timeline for me to get back to normal.
Now, all right, so with your sons helping you, all right, because like dealing with my senior mom, and she has mobility issues. And I noticed that like she believes that her being a woman, there's only certain things that a woman should be able to do with her. So she'll wait on, a female to come over to do certain things for her. And I'm like, man, listen, just like you used to tell me back in the day, you ain't got nothing I haven't seen before. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to get her to understand the same thing. And, she's not really with it. Not saying that she won't get to the point where she might have to be, but that's something that we have to take into consideration. Like you've been there. Now, what if it would have been a situation where your sons didn't just have to help you physically, and as far as like trying to hold you up, steady you and things like that? What if you couldn't go to the bathroom by yourself? What if you had to, huh?
No, I'm confused because I literally said they had to help wash me and take me to the bathroom each and every time.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Yeah. Okay.
When I say I couldn't do for myself, I like.
So you've been all right. So you've been all the way there.
Yeah, I couldn't walk.
Okay. So how much of a struggle with that did you have? Like, did you have to say, did it have to go there? Did that have to be the situation for you to give it consideration? Or do you think that even if it had been a part, I mean, even if it had been the way that like maybe you could go to the bathroom or whatever, but maybe it would take it extra long. You know what I mean? Like let's say maybe it would be better for you to have a potty chair in your room than for you to have to go down a hallway or upstairs to go to the bathroom. You understand what I'm saying? Like, do you think that if you had only half of the condition that you were in, do you think that you would have been able to, and I'm using this word, carefully, humble yourself to the point where you would allow someone to really help you? And I have to ask that because sometimes when you're used to being a leader, when you're used to being an innovator, when you're used to being the one who introduces people to certain things and how to do things or whatever, it's a little harder to accept having to do things that you might consider to be elementary or just regular everyday things that everybody should know or be able to do.
So I don't know, maybe the phone cut out when I was talking about literally all of these things. Absolutely. Like, I'm not offended when you mention humility or humbling myself. That's something I definitely had to do. Quite honestly, we found a workaround. I could not go up and down. I couldn't walk. I was in a wheelchair, and a piece of my spine is missing. So I didn't have a lot of choices as far as that's concerned. And my daughter is in the caretaker type in that way. So the boys stepped in and helped wash me. And what they would do is, they would set things up for me because they knew I was uncomfortable and set me up. So then, because I still had use of my upper body, I could then disrobe and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when I was ready, then they would come and get me and then take me, back to where I was sleeping on the first floor because I couldn't go up and down the steps. And if I really wanted to go and lay upstairs, then they would put me in my wheelchair and carry the wheelchair upstairs so that I could be upstairs. But yeah, you definitely have to humble yourself. It's like I said, it's a mindset, and it doesn't. For some people, it takes longer, and it was very hard for me because I'm so independent, and because my children looked up to me, and so that's definitely a hard pill to swallow.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. How old were you when all of this happened?
Well, let me get the calculator out. Oh, shit. I'm old. What the hell are you? What is this? 2020? Is this 2025?
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. Tell you what. You don't have to. You don't have to say the. Okay.
I was gonna answer.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was 40.
You were 40? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So at 40, do you think that you were looking at the situation like I still have a lot of life to live, so I need to get the most out of this life that I have right now? Because I'm wondering if the reason I'm asking you this is because I'm wondering if it makes a difference when somebody is older and maybe feeling like they've lived their lives already, and so they're more willing to go ahead and let go.
No, it wasn't. I have so much life to live. It was I want to live.
Okay.
It wasn't. Yeah. Mm-mm.
Do you think you would be able to pull off the same type of feeling if you were double that age, like 80?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, I wonder,
And I'm only saying it. Listen, like I said, during that accident, I literally watched my car crush toward my faith. So yeah, and the whole time I was saying I want to live. So I can't imagine myself thinking any other way.
I don't know. We got an anonymous caller. This has troll written all over it. Hold on a second.
You have a call from
The Big G.
The Big G, you say?
You's a bitch ass dirty booty nigga. You's a bitch ass dirty booty nigga. Hey, you got job nigga? You be working nigga? You go online every day, dirty booty nigga?
Oh, that's
Bitch
you.
Bitch ass nigga? Dirty booty nigga? Yeah, they call me Big G because I'm a Big G nigga. I got money nigga. Bitch ass dirty booty ass nigga.
I don't think you have any money.
Oh, I got more than you. You be going online every day, dirty booty nigga. You a middle-aged dirty booty nigga online talking to strangers nigga.
All right, what else?
Bitch ass dirty booty nigga. Bitch ass dirty booty nigga.
Why are you using a fake voice? Why don't
You
you
a bitch ass dirty booty nigga.
Why don't you use your real voice?
You a bitch ass dirty booty nigga. Shut up.
Shut up? No.
Bitch ass dirty booty nigga.
Oh, man. All right, you good? All right, good. All right. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it was definitely a troll. It was definitely a troll. But you know, because I was giving out the phone numbers, the full phone numbers of people who who called in and trolled last night. He blocked that number. He called in. He said, "Fuck that shit. I ain't gonna have people calling me." People were saying that they was calling the numbers like, "Yo, I got them on the line right now." But anyway, okay, yeah, I don't know. Like with my dad always preached and declared that he was going to live to be 100. Like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it to 100. Blah blah blah. And I'm not sure if he ever factored in to the equation ever getting really sick. You know what I mean? And when he got really sick at 84 years old, he decided, you know, he was taking the upper room. And it was really hard to listen to him, you know, say that and go out like that. But, you know, shit happens. And so, you know, over time, just like when we were younger, some of us, not me, but I remember hearing a lot of people say when they were younger, like, I can't wait to get older, you know, so I can do this and I don't have to listen to nobody. I can be on my own and blah, blah, blah. And then when they got a little older and they realized the responsibilities that came along with age and experience and independence and all of that, and they realized like, damn, maybe I should have savored the flavor of my younger years. You know what I mean? So they might speak a little, sometimes you speak a little different when you want something than when you actually get something. Like you might get what you want, but you might not want what you get. But I would imagine that like the different, even though there's a big age difference between 40 and 80, but from 40 to 80, you know, you're living the middle age to old age, and the experiences that you may get from age 40 to 80 it can change your mind about a lot of things, good and bad. You know what I mean? So I wonder, I question whether I will feel the same way that I do now. You know, I consider myself to be a man that has a lot of vitality, virility. You know, I feel like, you know what I mean? If I keep up the work that I'm doing, there's a good chance that into old age, I might be all right.
Well, I think the biggest factor, or one of the biggest factors, is how
I thought I blocked your dumb
how
ass.
you live your life. You
The
know,
fuck?
how do you live in your life? Is your life full? And when I say is your life full, doesn't
I'm
mean
gonna
that
give
you
out your
have to
phone
have a
number
whole
too.
bunch of
I
people
got
in
your
it.
number, D. Uh-huh.
It doesn't mean that you have to have a whole bunch of people in your life, but you know, do you live a full life? Are you doing the things that make you happy? You know, are you doing the things and being around the people that you enjoy? And you know, so I imagine that whether it be 40, 50, 60 or 80, if you're living a full life and a life that you enjoy, um, you're still going to have that response that I want to live. Like I'm living a life that I enjoy. Why would I want it to end because I'm in this situation? Why would you want to give it up? You know, because you're in that situation. If you're living a full life, so I think that some people who just say, well, there's nothing left for me. They truly feel like there's nothing left for them. There's nothing to fill that space, those spaces in for their lives.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, yeah, I don't know. I guess I just feel like, you know, things change. There's a good chance that you may reevaluate things in real time rather than, you know, like when you're in good health, when you're in good spirits, when you're in good places in your life, it's a lot easier to contemplate what you might do or say or even how you might feel. But when you get to that place, you just never know. You know what I mean? And I speak the way I speak because of the experiences that I've had with certain elders. The women that I know that got old, they held on and you know they fought. The men that I know, they was like, peace, good. And I think that's interesting. I don't know if that example applies to anyone else.
I think they for a man or woman to say, "I good peace." They had to have felt like they did all that they could do in that life. But if you feel like there's more, you're going to fight so that you can do more. It's just human nature.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like
I understand. I just, you know, I can't be
people who
inside.
say okay peace, it's because they feel like they've done all that they can do. So if they truly feel like they've done all that they could do, and that's gonna have to be enough, then God bless them. But if you, I don't care who the hell you are, man or woman. It's not a man or woman thing. I don't care who you are. If you feel like there's still more for you to do, more for you to teach, more for you to see, your mind is gonna have you keep fighting to stay. Now, if your body's too weak for you to do so, then you know the inevitable is gonna happen. But if you still have it in you to keep on fighting and keep on going, you will.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. In bulk, I can speak like that, but individually, I don't know. I don't know. People feel the way they feel individually. So you know. Let me see. Let me see. I'm putting out the. All right. So the anonymous caller that's calling into the show, that's his phone number in the chat, y'all. Yeah, I mean, give him a call. All right. He actually calls into the show frequently, but now y'all can call him. So you know, the same way he wants to troll me, y'all can troll him. So that's his number 302. He's a Delaware guy. 302-261-6107. Yeah. So he thinks he's calling it anonymously. But it's the internet, baby. Yeah, it's the internet. I got you. But y'all can give him a call. 302-261-6107. You know what I mean? Holla at him. Holla at him. He's here. Look, he's still trying to call in. Y'all should call him and make sure that he don't have time to call in. You know what I'm saying? So, look, I'll answer his call on this phone. he can't call in on that phone. They don't understand. I mean, listen, I'm a techie. I got this. I got this. I'm giving out numbers now. You know what I'm saying? Brown, I said, goofy ass Delaware clown. Do I feel like being petty? Hey, I mean, he wants the attention. Call him. Listen, all y'all pretty women in the chat, yeah, I mean, give the boy a call. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, give him the girl 6 treatment, whatever it takes. You know what I mean? He need to be hollered at. He need to be hollered at.
All right, well, it was good talking to you. I gotta go call this guy from Delaware.
Listen, I appreciate you calling in. You know what I mean? Are you really going? No, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I was being stupid.
all right, cool. So, yeah. Oh, damn, he's still on the phone. This motherfucker is here. Oh, wait a minute, hold up. Oh, look. Look at that. Listen to this shit.
You bald ass Negro. You bald. You bald ass.
Yo, dude, your other line is ringing. Yes, it is. Yes, the fuck it is.
Dude, you're a black
Dog, that's your number. And you know it is. Matter of fact, hang up and I'll call you back. Hang up and I'll call you back. I got you. Yeah, let me call him back. I'm going to call this dumb ass back. And like I said, his line is busy. I wonder why. I wonder why. I got him. Hold on. I ain't petty every day, but I got to make some time sometime. Look, because it says that his line is busy. It says that his line is busy. Come on, son. You know what I mean? Let me in. Okay, wait a minute.
Yes, baby.
One more time.
Take me out to dinner.
Lines are temporarily busy. Please try again later. Oh, 1.
He busy trying to call in. Yeah. It keeps saying his line is busy. Okay. All right. Well, that's his number, y'all. You know what I mean? That's his number. You know, give him a call, holler at him. I don't know. Maybe he's into sports, politics, trolling, social media activities. You know what I'm saying? Make memes, short videos, start a podcast. Trolling with, well, I don't think the number that I have on his, on the name that I have on his number, I don't think that that's right. Oh, wait, it rung. Damn, rung, and then it said that it was busy. Rats. All right, but yeah, one of the reasons that I thought about this show today, because I don't know, I'm always thinking about what the future holds as far as health is concerned, as far as life is concerned. You just never really know. So I would rather know in advance, or give myself a feeling in advance of what my options might be, and whether I would feel comfortable with the options that might be available for me, should it ever come down to that. So, I spend a lot of mental time thinking about this kind of stuff, and not necessarily in a negative way, but you have to, you have to take some possibilities and probabilities into consideration, whether you think that it's ever going to happen to you or not. Because even if it doesn't happen to you, you may have to think about how it would affect somebody else if it happened to them and you were the one trying to administer help to them. And you don't want to feel like you know, you don't want to feel rejected because somebody is refusing your help, because you may feel like, look, listen, this is quality help I'm giving out here. You know what I mean? This is A1 5-star assistance that I'm giving. Plus, you know, you may love the person, you may really care about the person and all of that, but you have to also respect how they feel and what their mind and body is telling them. And yeah. Because
and I think that you should surround yourself now. You know, put yourself in position to be around the people who you would feel, I'm not going to say comfortable, but more comfortable, who you would trust to help you in, you know, if that situation were to arise, whether that be a significant other, whether that be friends, you know, or your child. You know, I mean, I have a neighbor who I help, you know, and her children, they don't come and check on her or anything like that. And over the last 13 years, we've become very close, and my children and I go and help her, you know. So I think that it's important to really think about, don't just think about what if this happens in the future, also think about who you want around you should it happen in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's going to be important about, you know, for how you respond in that situation.
Yeah. Yeah. And speaking of, you know, support systems, just like we were talking about the difference between being 40 and being 80. At 40, you may have a lot of people around you that are loving and supportive. 40 years later is a lot of time for other people to not be there anymore.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even people who were younger than you. Everybody don't make it to 80.
Yo, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It can be a lonely place.
Yep. I lost a lot of younger cousins in the last few years. And these are cousins that I thought, like, we used to all talk about taking care of each other because we thought that our parents were all going to be gone and it was just going to be us. When in fact, a lot of my cousins passed away, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years younger than me.
The one thing is for sure, man, the cycle of life does not give a fuck about order.
Mm-hmm.
It don't. The cycle is not structured the way that we think it should be set up. Like, we think that the oldest should die first and then the youngest should die last. But the cycle of life says, yeah, we like to mix it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the cycle of life is dealing from the bottom of the deck. You know what I'm saying? But not all the time. But yeah, so, you know, making it to one of the biggest struggles with people who make it to really old age, you know, 80s, 90s, is that a lot of times most of their friends and even many of their family members have passed on already.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so hopefully, if and when we all get there, we have been nice enough to people, good enough to people, to whereas they will help us out, because you're going to need it. One of the biggest blessings that I know my mom has is there's so many people that are willing to help her.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been different, because sometimes even though you have helped a bunch of people, that's not to say that people are going to help you. Doesn't always work that way. So, you know, I mean, it's a reality that we have to deal with. It's definitely not a reality that any of us appreciate, but it's something that we have to take into consideration, and we have to you know, accept, because denial of it is not going to work for us. So whether those people who assist you are family members, close friends, nurses, practitioners, shamans, social workers, advocates, things like that. You're going to need those types of people, because you're not going to get. One thing I've always wondered about in life is at what stage in your life, it can't be an age, but I wonder at what stage do you stop ascending? Because we know that when you are in single digits from the time of birth up until 10, 15, 20, you're ascending.
Mm-hmm.
When do we get to the point where we plateau and says, now it's up to you? You can ascend, but it won't really be an ascension. It'll be more of a strengthening. But you can definitely start declining. Visibly, for some people, it looks like it's in their 30s. For other people, it looks like it's well into their 40s. Visibly. And and I say that with a hint of caution, because you can't always tell with the naked eye whether somebody is getting stronger or not. You know what I mean? Because the internal processes are what you have to look at. So somebody can be built nice or held their shape, or have clear skin, or they just look really good even into their 40s and 50s, and they're all on social media. 50 where? 45 where? Oh God, give me a fucking break. Right there, nigga. That's where it is. I see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, buddy. I seen some people say 40 where, and I'm like, and I know I got 13 years on them. I'm like,
Like 40 where? Look over there. Look over there in the 56 aisle. You see it. You see it.
38 where? And they looking like Louise Jefferson.
Well, if they said 38 where, and they look older than 38, then they asked the right question. Yeah, where the fuck is 38? Because you looking.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm going to stamp you for 57. 38 is the new 57. Your old ass. You know what I mean? Your LeBron James. You got the LeBron James effect. I'm the same at 18 as I am at 38.
I called this other YouTuber, and she was like, let me tell you something. When you used to be my age. And I said, how old are you? And she's like, I'm 42, baby. And she apparently had looked at, I used to have a picture, like my face on my profile. And she was like, she looked at my picture and she was like, yeah, so when you get to be my age, then you could talk. And I was like, I'm older than you, and not by just a little bit. But okay.
This is what I call me a disgrace. 42. So she gonna die of natural causes at 45.
Yeah. And she was like, what you trying to say? I was like, you had a hard paper route. That's what I'm saying.
Speaking of paper route, this is slightly unrelated, but I watched this dope ass documentary today. No, not today. I watched this dope ass documentary yesterday about Gen X, Generation X, and
about us.
And we see short little clips about we used to have this, we used to do this, and but this one was a good half an hour long, and I was like, "Well, goddamn!" The way it was, first of all, it was well put together, and I'm not even sure it was narrated by AI. I think it might have been though, but I don't remember them saying anything wrong. With AI, one of the easiest ways to know It's like when they start saying certain words, you be like, oh, okay. Like, they should stay away from modern pop culture because they'll say something like, the rapper Nas. I'm like, oh. Nas, yes.
Yeah.
Rapper Nas. But yo, it was a dope ass documentary, and it was talking about not just the things that we did or the things that were more acceptable now. I mean, more that were acceptable then that would never be acceptable now. But they were talking about the way that we learn things, and the way that we, they were talking about like our classrooms and how we learned to be independent because we had to be, and everything in our structure was, they did shit like they was talking about like how you would sit in the front seat of a bench seat in the car with no seatbelt on and shit.
No seatbelt, no car seat.
And they was talking about how, your dad or your granddad or your uncle might put you on his lap and let you steer the car while he accelerated and broke and and I was like, yo, yeah, you would straight get arrested now doing that shit. But that was a regular thing. That was a regular thing. Like, you learn how to drive a car, you like 4. You know what I mean? Just controlling the wheel and shit. And I was like, damn, no seatbelt. They'll bang you for that. Kids ain't supposed to sit in the front seat until a certain age. They'll bang you. It was Nars, I'm gonna send you the video. As a matter of fact, let me go in my history. I watched so many videos, I'm gonna have to go far back. But see the name of that shit, because I was like, this joint, this one, it wasn't like the rest of them, because sometimes they be corny. Let me see here. Come on. Okay, I know it was before that. I fucked up. I listened to some music. Damn, where'd it go? Rolling Stones. If I do. Let me put it in the search bar. Generation X. Yeah, here it is. I found it. It said Gen X, 1965 to 1980. It was by. No, it was called Psychology of Gen X. You see that right there? That's where you need to go. But Nars, I'm gonna send you the link. I'm gonna send you this here link. I'll send you the link there. What I'm gonna do there, I'm gonna send you this here link. This joint was all right. This was a good look. Yum. All right, I sent it to your Facebook Messenger. It's there. It's there now. You can go ahead and look at that thing there, right there. It's right there in your Facebook Messenger, right there. Who else want one? I can't put it in the chat because YouTube won't let you do links. That's why they always be like the link is in the bio or the link is in the description or whatever. They don't let you do no links. JJ, what up? What up? What up? What up? Where you been? Where you been, my dude? Good to see you. We was just talking about you the other day. I thought you disappeared in the thin air. But you didn't. You didn't disappear in the thin air. You did not. All right, let me see. All right, so all of y'all who want to see it, I'll put it in there for y'all. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. Okay. I think we good. I think we good. Yeah, check that joint out. That thing was all right. It was all right. Because normally I'd be like, oh, these things be saying the same thing. Blah, blah, blah. Nah, this one was, I was like, yeah. Yeah. Because it's called The Psychology of Gen X. So it was explaining how come we are the way we are now. Like how the pathways in our brains were forged. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe talking about how like your uncle or your father made you, help them fix cars or, do something mechanical. You know what I mean? They knew you needed that type of skill. That you needed to at least know, even if you weren't going to do it, you needed that acumen, that training. So, one more week until playoffs. True. All right. So, sorry about that interruption, but yeah. So being as that you're a Gen Xer yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was born in 70. So I remember thinking like, yo, I'll be 30 in the year 2000. That shit seemed mad far away. You know what I mean? Like, yo, it's gonna be crazy far away. Now I'm almost double that shit. You know what I mean? And the second half goes so much faster than the first half does. It took a while to get to 2000. But we got to 2025 in 5 years. I don't care what nobody say. You know what I mean? We was worried about the computers crashing in on December 31st, 1999, and then it was COVID. And now here we are. Huh?
I ain't worried about that. I wasn't worried about shit. I didn't worry about the computers crashing, and I didn't, sit there and think, oh, I'm going to be 30 in whatever amount of years. I didn't get caught up in that. I don't know. I live life day by day, quite honestly.
That's cool. Nonetheless, there were a lot of people worried about the computers. It was all over the news.
They were going crazy. You remember that?
I mean, I wasn't worried about it either. I mean, because it sounded absurd. To me, it was like when they send everybody to the supermarkets because the storm is coming. I'm like, well, you ain't got no food anyway? Like, how long is this storm going to last? I mean, are we gearing up for the Noah flood?
Listen, we know how people would have reacted because COVID taught us that, could you imagine if 1999 happened the way they said it was going to happen? Ugh,
no.
People would have been crazy. People were shopping, going crazy, and getting all the food out of supermarkets.
Well, that's the reason they do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the formula right there. Like, yo, we about to help this economy out all crazy. So I don't know. Like the computers couldn't like they couldn't count the zero. We don't know how to start over. Stupidest thing I've ever heard. You know what I mean? That was the dumbest thing. That was the dumbest thing I ever heard that I heard since Ferris Bueller remember on Ferris Bueller's Day Off when they tried to roll back they tried to reverse the odometer. The odometer by putting the car.
I was like, what are you doing? Oh my God.
Imagine if that worked. You know what I mean? People would be selling cars. Yeah. I know it's 15 years old, but that shit only got 150 miles on it, dog. It only got 150 miles on it, dog. You know what I mean? I only drove this car to the end of the block to get the paper. Because remember, it used to be newspaper machines on the, near.
Mm-hmm.
You're like a newspaper machine where you could put the money in and there would be four newspapers or more. And they really expected you to only take one. And a lot of times you did. I'm just taking the one.
People, I rarely saw people take more than one.
I know kids. We were kids. So first of all, we didn't put the first quarter in there. We knew how to bust the machine. So that was first of all. Now, what do you want? You want the Daily News, the Inquirer, or USA Today? Which one you want? I mean,
oh my God. We weren't doing such things. At least I wasn't.
Come around the way.
I did that every summer. And I watched my cousins do it. I didn't do it. I was like, I'm not doing that. Daily News, though.
Sports on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
This subject is kind of heavy. It's kind of heavy. What was your motivation for this show?
Oh, well, like I was saying earlier, I think about this shit all the time. I really do. And whenever I get sick, I start thinking like, well, what if I don't get well? You know what I mean? Like, just suppose I don't get well. Suppose this is the end or the beginning of the end. I don't like to think that way, but I have to think. You listen. You never know. I know people that was healthy and then they got sick and then they died. There is time between each thing. There's you live healthily and then you get sick and then I'm not sure if that starts the dying process, but you have options in the meantime. But what I was really thinking about was how the men in my life, may they rest in peace, the end for them was when they couldn't do for themselves anymore. That was their end. That was their end. Regardless of whether they were fatal or terminal, for them that was it. Because they didn't, so even though they were not physically ready to die, they kind of sealed the deal for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And having talks with certain old heads and being told like you don't know how you're going to feel when that time comes for you. And of course, my first line of defense is like, yes, I will, because I'm always going to fight for my life. I'm that roach when you turn the lights on. I ain't just going to stay on the wall. I'm out. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Nobody told you to be incontinent. Fuck out of here. You know what I mean? It's 3 a.m, nigga. This is our time. You know what I'm saying? I'm eating paper over here. You hardly ever see you hardly ever see roaches eat. When the fuck did y'all eat? Like, I ain't never seen a roach eat shit. Nothing. Like, what y'all always around? We know y'all eating something. Y'all are breaking down shit. When do roaches eat? And what? I've never seen a roach eat in my life. Not the little roaches. Now, them big disrespectful ass red cockroaches, they eat cat food and dog food. Them bastards, they don't give a fuck. But that's because they know that you're more afraid of them than they are. Motherfuckers scared to even step on them. Not me. Not me. Like you going down, but yeah, the little household roaches. I've never seen them eat anything. Anything. I'm like, so what y'all just a bunch of hall monitors?
Basically. They go to class.
I hang on wall, I stick on walls, I run. That's me. That's what I do. You know what I mean? I eat shit, but you ain't never gonna see it. I'm the snuffleupagus of bugs. But anyway. I don't know. But yeah. So that's why I started. That's why that was my motivation for this show. I was like, I wonder how many other people feel that way. Like if you couldn't do for yourself, what would your decisions be? Would you, for lack of a better term, would you depress yourself into making the illness take the effect that you wanted to take, which would be fatality? Or would you say, well, you know what? I'm gonna fight this thing to the end, whenever the end may be. But I'm going to accept all the help that I can get. I'm going to search for all the options I can find and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, when you're sick, like as a person that's feeling okay, it's easy to say that you would search for things and whatever. But when you're struggling to breathe, when you're struggling to move, when it hurts to do anything, or it takes all of the energy just to do the smallest things, it may make your decision making a little different. It may alter that. So I figured we would start talking about it early. Hopefully,
it's definitely worth talking about. It's just heavy, you know, but it's definitely worth talking about.
Yeah.
But thank you for listening.
Well, I appreciate you calling in as usual. Damn, man, the boys stopped calling in. Thanks for making them go away. I know it's because of you.
I'm sorry. Call back. Yeah. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah. I feel better. I feel better already. All right. You have a good afternoon. Be safe and Happy New Year.
You too. Thank you. Happy New Year to you too.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, y'all. Let's do the let's see the results of the poll. Only 18 votes. Now last night, just hours before, we had 100. Now we only have 18. So I know what these views gonna look like. Okay, all right. How do you think that you would handle being paralyzed? 33% said I would make the best of it. 11% said it depends on whether it was paraplegic or quadriplegic. 28% said if I had support, I would be okay. And another 28% said I wouldn't be able to live that way. I don't know, man. I don't know. Paralysm. Not being able to walk anymore. Losing full capability of your limbs. Not being able to feel anything. The paraplegic thing, I know for myself personally, I could probably live through that. I wouldn't like it, but I know I could probably live through it. Quadriplegic, whereas no arms, no legs, no nothing, I don't know. I probably have to go with the I wouldn't want to live that way option. But I say that now as a person who's nowhere near that state. So who knows? Who knows? All right, let's do these birthday shout outs and let's get on up out of here. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious Glorious. January 3rd, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RCT. They get number one out the box, Natasha Woodbury, and also Anthony Pascal and Courtney Tipton, Nasir Muhammad, Daphne Carson, Rosarius Peralta, Tony Rozier, Desiree Latada, Nadine Llewellyn, my girl Luva Alvarez, and last but not least, my main man, going all the way back to the 1989, my man Ted Harrison. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious January 3rd. And they deserve the big January 3rd anywhere out there, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out. Rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, I don't know, not being able to take care of yourself is something that sparks fear in many people because, I mean, most people want to be able to do for themselves, and some people want to be able to do for themselves so they can be able to do for others. There are a lot of service-minded people in this world, and one thing that service-minded people hate is not being able to service or having to be serviced themselves. I mean, it's a hell of a phenomenon, and maybe one that isn't as understandable as people would like it to be in their own lives. But we have to lend credence to, people's, just like if somebody passes away, you try to honor their wishes in their passing. We also have to honor people's wishes while they are still here, even if we don't want to. And even if that person is ourselves. So just like you would want people to acknowledge and comply with your wishes while you are right here of sound mind and body. Now, sound mind and body. If you're sick, is your body sound? Is it? I want to thank y'all for coming through today. I appreciate y'all. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please accomplish that for me. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all and love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow afternoon, 1:30 p.m. for another Urban Therapy with Sun show. I hope y'all enjoyed listening to the show as much as I enjoyed broadcasting it. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Rita, for calling in. I appreciate both of you. And y'all have a great day. Everybody. I wouldn't normally do that because I remember that was an old house song. Peace, y'all.